Hey y'all. It's the 4th of June and it's been a while and the earth is on fire. It's on fire, man. It's burning and I've just been reading a lot and thinking a lot and watching too much content and it's like what are we supposed to say? What are we supposed to do? What are the answers and how do we get things done? Because they're riots in the streets, they're burning down buildings, and it's like they really be out here moving. They're moving, they're out here moving, they're really moving out here. And it's like I can't even laugh because what's the solution? I've never experienced such a divided environment. So divided, so separated, and it's the National Guard is about to be marching through these streets. The National Guard is about to be deployed and marching through these streets. And everything is going to be escalated. It's going to be escalated. Uh, I don't know. I've talked about this with myself 1,000 times and I haven't posted a single video, but it's like, what do we do? What do we do? Cause when you think about it, racism. What's the solution to racism? Just don't be racist. Just don't be racist. But how do you know someone isn't racist? You don't because people think things in their heads and you can't go in their minds to assess what they're thinking. So how do you know that they're not racist? You don't. So how do you chalk up an action to racism? You don't know. You don't know. If they didn't call you the N-word outright, and if they didn't, like, I don't know, discriminate against you, you can't really know that a person is racist or not. And when you have issues, oh, my neck is looking fat, bro. I'm fat as fuck right now. It's not even a joke. I'm 190 pounds. But anyways, when you see a video of what happened to George Floyd, correct? George Floyd. Excuse me, right? When you watch a video of like what happened to George Floyd and you see the group of the policemen that were in the midst of his demise, you have to wonder, is racism really at play? Or is it the fact that, these are police officers? In total, I think there was about 20 complaints against the group that was there. I think the actual guy that put the knee on George Floyd's neck, he had I think 12 complaints, and then the Asian guy, I think his name was Tao something, he had I think another additional like 19 complaints against him, and they were still out there working. And it makes you wonder, was George Floyd, for allegedly who was being arrested under the because he was committing forgery allegedly, so he was being arrested. Did they use excessive force on him and keep him in that hold because they're just bad cops, or are they just racist, or are they racist and bad cops, or are they all of those things because they're policemen, and policemen each and every day that they come onto this job, they see horrific things that I hope I will never see, things that would give any sane person PTSD. And when you receive post-traumatic stress disorder, it alters your behavior. And when you think about how many cops go out there and they fight every day, and the amount of bloodshed they see every day, and then they have to go to the next location with a fresh mind as if the world is daisies, and as if these men have never encountered a person that they would never expect to be having a gun and they've gotten shot or what have you, or if they've seen someone who's been shot. I don't expect that because they're human. And so when you look at the George Floyd case, it makes you question, what's the solution? Is the solution to create a more diverse police force? I would say no, because this group was pretty diverse. There was a white man, there's an Asian guy, and a very racially ambiguous man as well. And he looked like he was half black, half whatever. So is this really racism at play? Or is it social stereotyping? Social stereotyping, because as we all know, majority of those in prisons, they're black men. Majority of the people that commit the crime are black men, and this is very disproportionate with the black population in the United States. So is it that, I don't know, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I'm sorry, I lost my point. I've just been thinking too much. I really lost my point. But clearly, diversity in the police force is not the solution. It's not the solution, because it still caused a problem. So what's the problem? Is it the lack of counseling for the people in the force? But how are we going to counsel them if people are, trying to defund the police? It's a very hot slogan right now, defund the police. You cut funding from the police, it just incentivizes the police to cut more corners. That seems very, 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 very unproductive to me if you're going to cut their funding. Because I would think that, the less funding you have, the less resources you have to expend to vet these policemen, to train them, to make sure they're done right. And you're going to cut all these corners, and it's going to really just make it even worse, in my opinion. It's going to make it even worse. And worst of all, they're going to build up a resentment towards the civilians, because guess what? My paycheck just got cut in half. So what's the solution? What's the solution? How do we make sure that this doesn't happen again? That a knee doesn't go on somebody's neck like this again? Is it more training? If it's more training, then we can't defund the police. Is it psychological counseling to make sure that, the police officers are okay? Then we can't defund the police. But say we do psychological training. Say we do vet those entering the police force better. If we claim that they're just racist, then how are we going to solve police brutality? I don't think screaming racism is a solution. But then again, when you look at it, you wonder if there is some race, what's the word? If there's like some discrimination at play. Like, for me, as a Jamaican person coming to America, there's something different about coming here and being black. There's just something different. In Jamaica, somebody mean to you, but this might also be because Jamaica is a predominantly black society, so everyone is black. So if someone is mean to you and they're black, you don't think, is it because I'm black? No, you just think they're an asshole. Or you just think they had a bad day. Or you just think they want to start a fight or something stupid like that. But then you come to America and it's like you encounter white people, and it's like something happens per se. I'm a waitress, so maybe I delivered they left me no tip, and maybe they scowled at me when they went out the door, and they were difficult all night. Is it because, I don't know, they had a bad day? Is it because my service was unsatisfactory? Or is it because I'm black and they're white and they don't want to be served by a black girl? And all of those are just speculation. But one of those options makes me feel bad about myself, and it makes me harbor some resentment to people that I've never really interacted with beyond this point, to people that I don't know, to people that I don't understand. And me, blaming, my lack of tip in this case on racism it doesn't incentivize me to try harder next time. It doesn't incentivize me to, I don't know, do what I have to do. It just makes me sit home and cry about racism. Because it's hard to tell when someone is being racist. I mean, you can tell clearly when they call you the nigger. I hate that word. I hate that word. You can tell clearly when they call you the N-word. You can tell clearly when, when someone is discriminated against you when you're black. You can tell in certain situations, but not in all. So, I don't know, man. The world is crazy. I've been going to bed late. I'm broke now, so I haven't been having enough money to eat, but I'm still fat. My mom bought a scale today. I weigh 190 pounds. Yeah, okay, that's it. Stay safe, Leon, in the future. And just remember, everything is a scam.